Hi everybody, I'm Derek64. Now, I usually like to do game reviews and top 10s and what have you, typical gamer YouTuber stuff. But my channel isn't dedicated to one certain type of medium of entertainment. SGC 2015 is only a few days away. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attend this year. Not that that's a big deal, but the reason I'm saying it is because my wife and I, we visited SGC 2014 last year in Dallas, and it was some of the most fun we've ever had, especially me. Speaking just for myself, it's some of the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And again, seeing as how SGC 2015 is just a couple days away, I wanted to take the time to actually look back on SGC 2014 and think about all the good that it brought us. All the fun times, all the great things, and all the great experiences that I didn't think were actually going to be possible before actually showing up there. So, SGC 2014 took place at the Sheraton Hotel last year in Dallas. It was a really nice hotel, nice place to go. First time I actually ever stayed in a hotel. My wife and I actually traveled up to Dallas from McAllen, which is a 12-hour bus ride. Not the most ideal way to actually commute, so to speak. But it was economic, so we stuck with it. The original reason that I actually wanted to go to SGC to begin with was because a lot of the YouTubers that I enjoy watching were going to attend. Most notably for me was Gaijin Goomba, Kid Icarus, the Angry Video Game Nerd among everyone else, since he was pretty much the first person I actually started watching on YouTube on a regular basis to begin with, before I actually started watching other YouTubers. JonTron, the Completionist, a lot of other YouTubers that were attending. And I was really fortunate to actually get a chance to meet them. Pro Jared, Angry Joe, I mean the list goes on. And then of course all the entire Screw Attack crew. Now, of course, meeting a lot of the YouTubers was also real cool, but then they also had panels where they asked a lot of questions to other fans that attended the convention. Visiting the vendors at SGC was really cool. We ended up taking home a lot of loot. We got some Screw Attack swag, some pins from a lot of the YouTubers that were there, a Screw Attack bag, which was Screw Attack swag, and even got to make it out with a couple of rare games. Probably most notably Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I now got in my collection, which is awesome. Again, at SGC, there was a lot of YouTubers, and that was the prime reason that I wanted to go. I actually got to meet Ben from Screw Attack, which is Wiz, basically the mastermind behind Death Battle, and it was really cool. I actually got to, chit-chat with him for about 10-15 minutes or so. And of course, the conversation that I wanted to talk about was Superman versus Goku, which I guess in this situation, in this format, would be kind of appropriate, seeing as how SGC 2015 is in a couple days, and they're having the rematch. So, that being said, maybe our conversation might have influenced some sort of decision on this. Wishful thinking, but I got to meet Craig from Screw Attack. He's real tall, taller than me. He's a cool dude though. I got to meet Pro Jared. Pro Jared's cool, taller than me. I got to meet Youngtown. Youngtown's cool, taller than me. Got to meet Smooth McGroove, which is real cool. The guy's real chill. Awesome. It was cool meeting him. I was able to chit-chat with Gerard Khalil, the Completionist, which was awesome. I got to meet Greg Wilmot, which is Bears Greg, former member of Team Beardman, unfortunately. But I mean, everybody has their fallouts. But regardless, this isn't about that. Got to meet Greg, and it was real cool. My wife and I were actually playing the Turtles arcade with him there with Screw Attack's large arrangement of free-to-play arcade cabinets. In the lobby, Space Hamster, Jeff, was walking by. I caught his attention, and I asked him about Kid Icarus, because Kid Icarus is basically the first YouTuber that I started watching from, I guess, Team Hidden Block. I thought it would be awesome to meet him because he was coming in from the UK, so obviously it was, a rare chance indeed. So I asked him, I said, hey, Jeff, is Kid Icarus still coming to the convention? He tells me, oh, I'm on the way to go see him right now. Would you like to come? And it was awesome. There was this cool little congregation of all the guys from Hidden Block, or at least most of them. that were there, and it was nice to meet all of them. They were all real cool guys. They all took a picture at me, or they all took a picture with me all at once, which was really, really cool. It also put things in perspective. I'm shorter than everybody. They were really cool. I got to meet all at once. I got to meet who was it? Youngtown, Cat Icarus, Space Hamster, somebody else in the picture. I'll put it up. And there was also a Nintendo fan for the win. I got to meet the Angry Video Game Nerd, which was like end goal for me. That was the main. That was my main and primary goal. I wanted to at least take a picture with the Angry Video Game Nerd because he's the first person I started watching on a regular basis on YouTube. To actually be able to get a chance to meet him in person and take a picture with him was surreal. And of course, he had his right-hand man, Mike Matei, which was real cool. I was wearing my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. He complimented me on that, which was pretty cool. You know, from one nerd to the other. They had a lot of interesting events take place throughout the convention. They had a lot of panels. They had a lot of autograph panels, I guess. They had the panels, and then they would take autographs. They had their panels that would be held in one of the bigger auditoriums, and then around the side they would have a table with a line of people that would line up for autographs. A lot of times my wife and I would leave the panels early just to be able to get in line early enough to be able to be one of the first people to get an autograph, because those lines got really, really long. Got to meet JonTron, which was super cool. I've been watching him since before Game Grumps, and I got to see him and his channel grow from kind of a relatively early point in his channel's lifespan, so to speak. And he's gotten real popular as I've watched him, and it was really cool. He's garnered a lot of popularity since his beginnings, and to be able to actually see him in person and take a picture with him was really cool. That's all I really wanted. Not even so much an autograph as much as just a picture. JonTron, he's bigger than me too. He's taller than me. Peanut Butter Gamer, got to meet Peanut Butter Gamer. He's a former local of Dallas, which was cool because he knows what's up with Whataburger. Hashtag Whataburger. And that guy's a giant. He's super tall. But he's cool. Real mellow dude. And got to take a couple pictures with him. So, awesome. Probably the biggest and most significant happening that had taken place was my interaction with Matt Pat of Game Theory, the original game theorist. So, my wife and I come down to our room. We make our way into the main lobby, and that's where most of the people would congregate that were there for the convention. And as we entered the main lobby, where the convention was primarily taking place, to our left-hand side, as we came in, there was a table with a whole bunch of people. Anytime you saw a cluster of people, it was safe to assume that there was a YouTuber there getting pretty much mobbed. And sure enough, it was Matt Pat sitting on top of a table. They had a table set up there, and there was a lot of people pretty much around him. And we went up. My wife encouraged me to go speak with him, and she's like, "Do you want to see him? Do you want to see him?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't want to be more of these people, just trying to mob him. Maybe we should try back some other time." His mother was there. And his mother overheard me, and his mother said, "Don't worry about it. These people have been there. These people have been bothering him for 5 hours already. It's fine. You can go see him." And I turned and I looked at her, and she goes, "Oh, I'm Matt's mother. Her name is Linda." So I'm not lying if Matt Pat ever sees this. So, but she was a real nice lady. We got to have a little chit chat. Told her that we were on the bus for 12 hours on the way there, and then she ended up using her mom powers. "Matt, honey, come here. These people were on a bus 12 hours to see you." And then he used his YouTube powers to make everybody part ways, and it was just me and him, which was real cool, and my lovely wife, of course. And he asked, "Wow, really, 12-hour bus ride, yada, yada, yada. So what's the best thing you've done at the convention so far?" And I was kind of at a loss for words, and my wife, picking up the slack real quick, she said, "We just met Peanut Butter Gamer." So he goes, Okay, if Peanut Butter Gamer's right here, or no, he goes, if I'm right here and Peanut Butter Gamer's right here, what do I got to do to get up here? And I said, I don't know. You know, yeah, you wouldn't be expecting to get asked that by one of the biggest YouTubers around. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, come on, I'll go the distance. And then I kept going back to this one stupid primordial thought. I was like, let's arm wrestle. And then he's like, all right. And then the phones flare up, so everybody starts recording. And I could go ahead. My wife recorded it, of course. I'll put a link so y'all can check it out if you want. It's one of the first videos I put on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check that out. It's actually my most viewed video so far since, at least at the time of the making of this video. So, and it's not me. Matt Pat's pretty much doing all the work on that. But he was a really cool guy. You know, after that we got to at least chit-chat a little bit, and it was really nice to kind of be part of the center stage with one of these guys that you have a big admiration for what they do, and so on. And that was really a humbling experience. It was real nice. So another big part of the convention that I personally took away a lot from was there was an artist there by the name of Eric Aleman. I hope it's not a big deal if I say his last name. But anyways, he goes to these conventions a lot. He's a very skilled artist, and I saw him doing a portrait of Majora's Mask from Majora's Mask, and went out to him, had a little exchange with him, got to chit chat with him a little bit, and I decided to have him. I commissioned him to do a painting for me that I requested for. I asked him to do a picture or a portrait of Majora's Wrath. Of Majora's Mask, obviously, which is really cool. And he spent, I guess, the duration, mostly towards the evenings, working on the painting, and it was done at the end of the very last day of SGC, which was real cool. So I also not only got some pretty cool loot, like a couple of games, a poster here and there, and some SGC stuff, but also got to take away a one-of-a-kind portrait from a really skilled artist. So that was really cool. Basically what I'm saying, SGC was one of the funnest experiences my wife and I have ever had. Yeah. And it's such a shame that we won't be able to go this year, but maybe SGC 2016 will be a different story. But I guess in the meantime, we're just gonna have to rough it out. Until then, next time, you guys. Hello everybody, thanks for watching my video. If you made it this far, I guess you watched the whole thing, so thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Put a lot of work in these videos. So yeah, this is going to be just a little bit of an unscripted end slate. I'm not going to dwell on anything too long. I just want to let anybody know that if they're new to my channel, you guys, you know, I also put up other videos. I make my own personalized kind of reviews to help, you know, to kind of give insight on how I feel about a game and whether it's worth being picked up or not, basically. Also, I know that this video is supposed to be about SGC 2015, and yeah, I over-engineer a lot on my videos, so as of right now, it's already the second day of SGC 2015, but after a while, the day will be irrelevant anyways. So yeah. I also have other videos. Like I said, I'll go ahead. I'll have them on screen. They'll be they'll be on the video right now. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys like my videos, please subscribe. Give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. It lets me know that my hard work hasn't gone to waste. And if you got any friends that you think would like my videos, go ahead and share it with them and pass it around. So. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, and there'll be more to come soon.